Alright, I've finally gotten started. I kicked this can long enough. These were 36 inches. I cut them down to 24. So I got 4 of those. They're used to make the wings. Here's how I've been cutting them. I got a hobby knife. I got all kinds of new blades for it. So I've just been going like this. Put it right on the line. Just rock it back and forth till it cuts it. And it cuts through like right about there. Just a little bit left. Boom. So I'm going to save these. I don't know what I'm going to need them for. It doesn't really say. But I've got the wing plan on the foam board. That's what I decided to use instead of the other board. I'm using my desk, computer desktop here. I got a board so I can... Heck, I've soldered on this board. I've glued on this board. I've sanded off all kinds of stuff. I measured twice so I can cut once. Hobby Lobby has got a lot of stuff. I went over there today to get some more blades for my hobby knife. Because like everything else, I know I have a package of blades somewhere, but I don't know where they are. You know, so I went and bought another package of blades, and while I was there I picked up a couple sanding doodads for modeling. Because I know I'm going to have a lot of sanding. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off while I do this. But what I have to do is glue the 9-inch piece on top of the 24-inch piece, and that's going to be a doubler for use in the wings. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off for this. Go ahead and glue these up, and then we'll get on with making the wing. Blacker. Okay, now we're working on the glue. It's kind of hard. I don't know how this is going to work. It's my first voiceover, but I had trouble with the glue bottle. I just used it. I hate CA glue. Yeah, everybody was here. I was talking to Linda while I was working on this. She'd just gotten home from work. We're chit-chatting. Here comes the glue attempt. I got to get out the paper clip and ream it out. Now these little ribs are kind of hard. They're real thin. Where I'm putting that extra heavy piece on for the support, it's got like a slot. There's just 2 little thin grains of wood holding that together. Watch what happens, man. I couldn't type. My fingers were still coated with glue. I'm voicing this over. I just quit GB's stream long enough to come over here and do this. Man, I don't know what I did to my friends to tell, that we're always saying, Jeff, build a kit. You ought to build a kit. You ought to build a good grief, man. What's bad is that the 2 ribs from the right, one is supposed to be a W2, and there were no W2s. It was like W3s. I had my thumb stuck there, laughing about it. It kind of hurt, man. I thought I was going to pull skin off. Then right there, I broke it. It was stuck to my right thumb. I was able to fix it finally. It took a while. I mean, that's one good thing about, balsa. Everybody says how foam's easy to repair. Balsa's easy to fix too. Just getting a recovering job, getting it to match. I don't know if this thing is going to fly. I'm sure it's going to fly fine. But We'll see. Made pretty good progress today on the wing, I thought. I only quit because Shay's stream was going to come on, but and then Shay decided not to do a stream tonight. I don't know how far I got along on the wing, because you never know how long it's going to take to do stuff. Because in the instructions, like the piece I'm going to put on the trailing edge of the wing, they labeled it was like 114 by 4, but it was really like 4 by 4 by 4. Pinning this up the first time. Good grief. I give you a clue. I'll give you a spoiler here, man. When you pin up balsa. Now, at this point, even though I read through the instructions, that's what I did this afternoon before I started working on it, was reading through the instructions. But at that time, I didn't know that the parts were not where the instructions said they would be. Yeah, here's where I'm looking. I'm puzzled right now. This is where I'm puzzled about the ribs, because they're not matching up. I tried to find a video on somebody building this, but then I remember Cliff Harvey RC. So I figure as long as I get things straight, and I'm still not sure, how perfect I got the wing. So here, because I've got them laid out in the order they need to go on. So I'm just kind of putting them down. I'm following the instructions. I'm trying to do my best to follow the instructions. And the ribs, they pretty much are all identical, except for when it gets up. All right. So now that's part of the servo box right there. That little half rib that's there, and then the big one. In between that half rib and the big one is where you build the servo box for the ailerons. And those last two, right, that one that I just put on right there is not labeled right in the instructions, but it fits. That's got to be it. And here's the one that I broke, and I'm able to fix it. I guess I shouldn't say that. That's a spoiler. And I was going to try to just pin it in place, but it didn't work. I feel like such a bumblehead doing this. Yeah, I figured out where the pins should go now. Like a light bulb went off. Because at first I thought I was going to mock it up and then come back and like pick the rib up, put a little CA under it, but it said to use thin. So, but in the same time in the instructions, SIG recommends using medium. So I use thin for the build, and I can see I'm going to have to go over to the hobby shop, because I used about maybe not quite a quarter of the bottle on this. Of course, I might have used way too much. I haven't taken it off the wax paper yet. I was going to wait and do that, because I still got some of the top pieces to put on. But it wasn't. I thought I ordered T pins, but I'm just using Linda's sewing pins. The glue comes off, so she doesn't she doesn't mind. I just don't want to drop any pins on the floor. I've had pins break off of my foot before. Yeah, when I was a freshman in high school, man, like the day before we started two-a-day football practices, I had to go get a broken needle cut out of the ball of my right foot. Man, it was like a football practice. My cleat would fill up with blood. My sock would be all bloody, like clear up to the ankle from the blood on the stitches. That was dumb, man. I should have just. I ended up having to quit because I was so frustrated and upset. My mom would pick me up for practice. I threw the cleats in the car and it bounced off the back seat and hit her in the head, and that was the end of picking me up at football practice. I don't know. Little victories. You got to take little victories. Of course, I'm a big expert. I can see just how things are lining up, that there's a lot of sanding involved with these, but I got some sanding blocks and we'll be fine. Yeah, that one that I'm working on right there, that is supposed to be angled to help set the dihedral, but it's crazy how it fits on there. It's not, like the others are pretty, straightforward. They go in the slot and they fit. This, it doesn't really fit. You got to angle it on. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go get the. I don't know what I'm gonna go do. Oh, checking the alignment. Yeah, for some reason it's like the alignment changed, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. It was pretty much right on, but it was like the parts didn't really fit perfectly on the plans either. I did put wax paper over the top of the plans. I used scotch tape to tape the plans to the board, and then scotch tape to tape the wax paper to the foam board. It said to pin it on there, but I didn't want pins to be in the way of everything. It had me start on the left wing, so yeah. See there, I'm worried about the alignment. I think for the second wing, I'm going to make a little square, like a builder square, to check that stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, no. Man, it's funny how that thin CA just wicks right into cracks. It's been a long time since I'd used thin. I can't remember what build where I had thin. Yeah, that repaired rib is probably stronger than what it was before I broke it. I glued it on the wax paper and just kept sliding it around until the CA set. I was going to get some kicker for it, but I didn't. I figured I'd just let it sit. And I plan to go, once I get it built, I'm going to go back over the joints with some medium CA to kind of reinforce the glue job. that's about it right there. I just gotta hold it up. I'm just checking it, make sure the line. Well, the CA is set now anyway, so you know, yep, I'm happy with it. Um, Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Subscribe to join Team Let's Go Flying. Woo, 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 woo.